Welcome to Live in the Markets with Trader Nick. In this show, Nick will cover the latest market trends, whether they're rising or falling. Stick around to hear about trade ideas, latest news, and much more. Remember that trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. Today's stream is made possible by our partners and sponsors. If you're looking for a new broker, trying to get funded, or looking for a trading community to join, consider checking out the links in the description below. By using these links, you'll get access to great products and be supporting the channel.
Welcome to my live streams where I take trades on real accounts, no nonsense, no fake MT4 profits. On my streams, you'll usually see me taking a look at software tools that we use to analyze the markets to try and get the latest market trends that are going on. We study things like the Commitment of Traders report, which shows us what institutional traders are buying and what they're selling. We look at seasonality to try and predict and find opportunities in the market based on historical data. Stay tuned for the second half of the stream where we'll bring in guests from all over the place to add commentary on what's going on in the markets. Hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. I just got off of I didn't do the call, but I just got off of a short call talking to somebody who was leaving us a testimonial video, and now I'm in a really great mood. He was really nice. His name is Stuart. Stuart, if you're watching the live stream, thank you for your positive review. Lily was chatting with somebody from our customer base on the Edge Finder, and it was really cool just to hear his positive reaction to using the tool. So I don't know, that was just on my mind. Thank you guys for tuning in to another live stream. Welcome back. If you are a regular, then you already know what's going on. We do this Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. US Eastern, with some changes coming in the new year, guys. I don't want to talk too much on it because we don't have too much to speak on it yet, but we are going to be doing some change ups to the live stream, and I think you guys will like it. We're going to go a little bit more like professional level stuff, which is exciting because we have a whole team here in the office, and we're going to get everybody somehow involved with the planning, if you will. It's going to be fun. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome everybody to another live stream. Let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. We'll start out with the dollar here, see what's going on with DXY. And look at that start to the day. Wow. Dollar up today, pretty strong. And in fact, I'd like to just go take a look at the heat map and see what is moving. Am I going to trade next week? I'll probably keep one eye on the chart and one eye off of it. Don't ask me how, but it'll be happening somehow. I probably won't look to take a bunch of trades next week. And this week even has been really, really quiet for me. Hopefully we can find something that matches up with the strategy and everything today. But we're not forcing trades this week, even though there's just not been a lot of action. So taking a look here across the board, we've got dollar yen up 0.47%, a little bit of a bounce back since yesterday's volatility. We saw a major correction on the Japanese yen crosses as essentially the Japanese yen jumped as it seems that they're joining the hawkish party, if you will, a little bit. And the Japanese yen strengthened a lot yesterday. On the flip side, we have New Zealand dollar down pretty sizably today. Aussie dollar up, dollar Swiss up, dollar CAD slightly up, euro dollar down, pound dollar down, Kiwi dollar down. Let's take a look around at some of the other crosses. We've got the pound pairs. Yen pairs across the board today. Yesterday, they were all down uniformly. It seems that today we are back up. Hey, James, what's up? James is one of our, he's supposed to be on vacation, James. You're not supposed to watch the live streams on your time off. So let's see. JPY pairs here this morning. Australian dollar against the Japanese yen up pretty sizably. In fact, let's go look at that. The yen crosses really bouncing back. Yeah, you can see some bounce back here on some of the Japanese yen crosses. Now, I'd be very cautious personally looking at these ones. I even mentioned yesterday that pound yen looks possibly like a short on a retest here. I've got my euros on me. Got it. James is trying to make some trades while he travels. So pound yen, I do like it. I mentioned yesterday on the short side, but only if it gets up into this level. So nothing really pressing there for me on pound yen. Euro yen, also probably similar. Ooh, look at this. So I need at least like a 38.2 though. So that would still be up in this area. Could still be a possibility though, looking at Euro yen here. Although I don't believe this one has much of a short bias. So goal for today is to probably shoot through the watch list, go through the watch list and see if we can find anything. It's been 2 days now where I haven't been able to find any trades that meet up with my criteria. I'm blaming part of it on the holidays. Markets are being pretty quiet across the board, which is, something we expect. It's not a week where I expect to be taking a lot of trades. But still, nonetheless, usually I get at least like one during this week, during the year. In the last, several years, I'm still active, pretty close up into Christmas. But this year, just nothing really showing up. Euro pound is a new one on the watch list. Let's go look at Euro pound here today. Euro GBP on the long side. Okay, moving actually. We've got a little Euro pound movement going on. And this one, look at that. Perfect pullback to 38.2. Narrowed down to the 1 hour chart. Bouncing off the 50. Don't love this one, but it's half decent. There might be something there. By the way, what I'm looking at here, this is the Edge Finder. If you're not using the Edge Finder already, it is a software tool that our company has built and continues to maintain and improve. What this tool does is it allows you to look at all these different metrics in a single view, and it gives you basically a bias based on these things. So for example, we could look at COT data, retail sentiment, and the best way to look at it, the best way to learn how to use this thing is really through examples. So we'll play around with this here together. AUDUSD as a possible sell. The Australian dollar, okay. Let's look at the Aussie. So 4 hour chart. So on the Australian dollar against the against the US dollar. Whoops. We had this upward trend, right? Nice momentum, topped out, and sort of fell apart here. So I am looking at this thing with a short bias, if anything. We'll see. Short bias around here could be interesting. So if it comes up and retests 67.40, there could be something there. So possible short bias up in here. Stop loss for me would probably go above structure there. It's about a 38 pip stop loss. And predominantly looking for continuation to the downside. If you know my style, I like to trail stops. So at least be looking to try and get a move back down to the previous low, which is like a 3-to-1 risk reward here. So not bad. And again, that's if we can get a pop up there, which might be interesting. Aussie dollar 4 hour bearish market structure. I tend to agree. Yeah, so this might be an interesting area for the Australian dollar against the US dollar. AUDUSD. That one's a pending one. We'll keep an eye on that one for sure. That one actually looks half decent today. So you've got Aussie dollar on the list, Aussie Swiss, CAD Swiss, pound yen. We already discussed that a little bit. Let's go look at pound USD. And pound USD looking like it's trying to take out these lows. In fact, this is actually what we were looking for yesterday. Okay, this might actually be of interest. So here's your 4 hour view where we've had a lot of support here. And it seems like price is trying to break to the downside. What I'd be looking for here on pound USD would be probably a break to the downside. Pullbacks, continuations. Though treading carefully, because again, continuations are a bit hard to find when the markets are very, very quiet. But we have to pull up gold here. So gold is, of course, gold is definitely of interest. We've talked about this one yesterday. Let's see. 4-hour chart. Swing low, swing high. Still trying to be patient here for a pullback on gold, but I do like it long. I've been wanting to get long here. So a 50% retracement looks reasonable. I mean, you could actually make an argument for the 38.2. Any sort of pullback here, in my opinion, looks half decent on the gold market here for continuations, though my favorite being that 61.8% retracement. If gold were to pull back there, it could be a nice little opportunity to continue. Yeah. Frustrated trader doesn't require much effort to create. Frustrated trader, let me give you too much information. We have spent over $100,000 on this software so far, and it's because each one of these things requires a ton of programming to pull this data. We have to, extract data from the commitment of traders report, pull that information into a database, and then, build it into a visualization software. There are 3 people behind building the tool, and then a team of people who are training people, selling software, creating educational videos. This is something I've learned being in the entrepreneurial world for the last several years. When you see a business doing anything, making a movie, a restaurant, a taxi service like Uber, a website that allows you to do something, Airbnb. If you see these businesses, let me tell you something. Think about how much effort it would take to create something like that, and then multiply that by 1,000, and that's how much actual effort it takes to build stuff. Stuff in this world is hard to make, and this software may look relatively easy and like, oh yeah, it's just a data, but all this data has to be pulled, extracted, worked on, and it's been a massive project to put together, and something that we're really proud of. So to just come in here and say, oh yeah, it's just a no care, no difficulty was involved in creating this. I have about 4 people and thousands of hours that would beg to differ, and lots of money. This stuff is not cheap to make either. Anyways, back to the market heat map. It's been a very quiet week. Like I said, the only thing that really has been super interesting has been the Japanese yen crosses. So maybe we spend a little bit more time there today. Dollar yen. Okay, so let me tell you guys something. I was actually looking at dollar yen on the daily chart. I mean, this is how desperate I am to find something on the trade setup wise. I mean, I don't usually trade the daily chart, but things are so quiet right now that I'm actually still considering this level on the dollar yen. Price is pulling back to a multi-month low, multi-month low. There's a tongue twister, like 131, 132, somewhere in this range. I've been thinking about this, but I just don't, I need to start seeing it like on the lower time frames, because I don't trade the daily. So my stop loss, I do look at the daily. I just don't make trades off the daily often. So if I was to take this trade, the thing I don't love about it is I need like a 300 or 400 pip stop loss, which is not something I'm usually willing to do, because again, I'd rather narrow it down, look at something like the 1 hour and look for an opportunity there. Frustrated trader, I wanted to hear back from you. Can you show us all the options, the A1? Yeah, let's look. If you're asking about the Edge Finder, I'm using the Edge Finder to find setups. It just doesn't. That's not a good sales point today or this week, because I haven't found anything that I really like. Though this is how I trade. What I use the Edge Finder for is I use this watch list to help me find trades that have bias in these categories that we pay attention to. So what the Edge Finder does is all of this data gets pulled in. Interest rate information, unemployment numbers from various economies, inflation from various economies, GDP growth. For people who are interested in fundamentals but are confused by it, the Edge Finder is the perfect software to assist with that. It essentially pulls all that information in for you and interprets what we consider each thing to be, whether it's bullish or bearish, with a positive or negative score. It tallies up all these scores and it gives you an overall bias based on that total scoring system. So when I go to the watch list, what I do is I exclude all the neutrals. I want stuff that has strong bias, right? A strong buy, a strong sell, and I include the sells and buys in there just to add some diversity. So once I have all that stuff in there, I then get this generated watch list. What this watch list is showing me is that if I go look at, for example, any one of these, if I go look at USD CAD has a bullish bias. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean, oh, just go buy the dollar CAD just because the edge finder is saying it's bullish. It means, okay, the bias based on the metrics is bullish. Then the technicals are really where things count, where you come in and I actually place trades based off the technical analysis. The edge finder doesn't do every component of my trading for me. It just helps to filter trades that I should or should not be considering in my own strategy. Hopefully that makes sense. How much is the edge finder? It is all the information for it is in the link in the description. If you want to go pull up all the information about it, we do a couple different ways. There are payment plan options if people want to buy it over time, if they can't afford it at once. I have a staff that helps with people who are interested. So if you would like to talk with somebody or you'd like to try it out first, click this link here, this link that's showing up in the chat right now. Click that link, fill it out, and somebody from my team will reach out to you and offer you a free trial and answer any questions that you have about the edge finder, whether it be cost, whether it be functionality, whether it be how we pull data, how we show things. We have people who are trained with the edge finder to assist you if you have any questions. Frustrated trader, you are just, sorry, my friend. I strongly disagree with you. It is totally software. Is TradingView software? Because TradingView is also the same concept. It's data visualization software. I'm not sure what you mean by software if you don't mean literally software online. And selling it is totally fair because again, we are, we're a software company. That's what we do. Let's see. Will USD CAD rise up? Let's look at dollar CAD. So off the daily chart, I'd say it looks healthy, right? I think on the daily chart, things look pretty good, right? You broke out here, nice pullback, launched back up. Now it's sort of ranging. I still just don't love it. What I look for, and you guys who watch the streams regularly, generally what I look for. I look for markets that are moving healthy, right? They're moving in a clear direction, looking for pullbacks within that, and something that lines up with the market scanner. Yeah, frustrated trader, you don't have to buy it. I mean, if you don't want to buy our software, you don't have to. You could watch these live streams every day for free. But insulting the product that so many people have been working really hard on is just not cool. And you're making my feelings hurt. Man, look at this, you guys. The market is just so choppy. Here's the euro dollar, the biggest currency exchange is just choppy, back and forth. Been trading currency for years, but I really enjoyed watching your analysis lately. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that, man. If you've been doing this for years, then you also know what I know, and that is this time of year is just tricky for trend traders. It has been for the last 6 years that I've been trading. I mean, I guess I've only been really trading trends for like 5 years, and every year it just goes very, very quiet. So, we can use this time as sort of an educational time. There are still things moving. It's not all dead. It's just very limited compared to the usual. And I think it might be worth taking a look again at gold here. This seems to be the one thing that keeps on moving lately. We have some nice follow through on some of these. I'd like to check out the indices. I was wondering about this. If you guys have ever heard about the Santa Claus rally or the end of the year rally that is apparent in stocks. This year is the exception. This year in December, it's actually been a bad month, right? The markets are down since the beginning of December. You can see here's December 1st, and there was no Christmas holiday rally so far with a decline at one point of 7.5% on the S&P 500, it's not looking so likely that Santa Claus is coming to town when it comes to the bulls. Might be coming for the bears, but not for the bulls. Though there's still time. There's still a possibility that you still get some sort of rally with the news, or not the news, with the end of the year here. And again, it's an interesting study. You can actually look it up. Santa Claus rally. It tends to see some upward drift during this time of year, though we have not seen that this month. So very interesting to note there. The S&P 500, something I love to go long when it's trending well, but currently just still struggling to catch a bid. I mean, we had something going here. I caught some longs on the way up here, but have since seen this thing just kind of fall apart, fell under support, and if anything, looks more bearish than bullish right now. How to pass funding challenges? There's a lot to passing funding challenges. It depends which thing you're going for, if they have time constraints, what style of trader you are. I'm a swing trader, so funding challenges, there's not as many funding challenges I think that are as forgiving to swing traders. Most of them are oriented towards day traders, and they sort of want you to sort of be aggressive to pass their requirements. And then, it's a little bit different for swing traders. Swing traders, there do exist some prop firms that are more oriented. They have less time constraints that you should check out, but it depends your style. And I think passing funding challenges, it very much depends on which thing you're trying to get funded with. And I think unpopular opinion, but I think you have to be very aggressive to pass funding challenges and almost borderline gambling. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of them. I think you have to do some out of the ordinary trading in order to get funded. And I actually talked about this with Boris, a friend of mine, about this. He's on, if you look up BK Forex on YouTube, Boris and Kathy. I was talking to Boris about this, and we were talking about, like, you kind of have to be aggressive to get funded and then super conservative once you do get funded so you don't lose the account. So that seems to be the narrative there. Frustrated trader, I apologize if I hurt your feelings. I have used Edgefinder. It's a great product. As you know, my name is quite frustrating. Frustrated trader, I wasn't actually sad. Don't worry. it's just one of those things. Like, I think one of my pet peeves is, as a business owner, as a content creator, like, everybody works hard. Many people work hard, but as a content creator and as a business owner, sometimes people overlook your efforts as if they're just easy. I mean, these live streams, they are a work of love from myself and my team. We work very hard to make this stuff free to people. And so just calling it, oh, it's not a software, it's an easy, thing. It is a little bit, disrespectful to the people who work very hard on it. Myself included, but I've been a lot on the design side of the Edgefinder, but there's people who have been on the training people side of things. They've been on the programming side of things. People who have, worked just as hard as I have to make it possible for people to have a tool like that. It's pretty unheard of in the industry. That's why we built it. This stuff doesn't exist all in one place like this. That's why we built it. We literally could not find so many key things that we wanted in one place. So we invested a lot of time and money in building it. Smart money tracker might be something to pay attention to this morning. The dollar maintains a still long presence when it comes to institutional traders, with 75% roughly their contracts on the long side. Very interesting to see that. Gold's still up there. I think gold actually has ticked up recently. Let's go look at gold. I want to look at the gold chart here on the Edgefinder. So let's do a little deep dive on gold for a second. So where gold is being helped right now, and this is actually possibly a red flag. Right now, I think gold is moving with momentum to the upside. Like, what's causing gold to run to the upside right now is not necessarily fundamentally sound in terms of just like the economic numbers, right? GDP growth here in the US. Let's go through this for a second. we get a bearish reading on GDP growth. And for this reason, it is basically because GDP growth, when economies are growing, it tends to be slightly negative towards gold, right? People buy gold they flood to gold when the economies around the world are like in shambles, right? So economies are looking relatively okay in terms of GDP growth. And so that puts a bearish pressure on gold. Inflation also down in the most recent reporting, and this is causing a bearish reaction for gold. If we're talking about unemployment's neutral, as we didn't have any change recently with that. Interest rates have been rising, which has been bearish for gold, and money supply has been shrinking, which has been, of course, bearish for gold as well. So fundamentally, we get a pretty bearish reading on gold, but then we have a strong upward trend. Seasonality, we're seeing a little bit of a short-term run to the upside. Retail sentiment, the crowd is very short on gold, causing a possible stop hunt run to the upside. The commitment of traders data still favors being long gold. And so we get a +2 score. This is actually some interesting information on the Edge Finder with gold right now, because what this is showing us basically is that we seem to have a short-term move to the upside here happening on gold, that I think you have to be very cautious with some of these other stats that are still apparent, right? So economic fundamentals still sort of like hesitant on the gold side. So even if we see this run up occur, be very cautious that something on the higher time frames doesn't come in here and sort of crush this move to the upside and start trending back to the downside. In fact, very quickly, if some of these things start turning red, right? In fact, seasonality still positive in the month of January and February. So we might still have short-term upside for gold. But if these things start flipping to the downside, you may see some bearishness come in for gold. And if you don't know what seasonality is, it's just the study of each month historically seeing what the asset in question tends to do, right? So for example, the month of January for gold and the month of February for gold tend to be positive months in the last 10 years data. Very interesting little stat there for you to pay attention to as we go into the new year. You still might see some upside for gold. The Brownfish, thank you very much for your donation. Please break down on NZD pairs. Sure, let's go look at NZD crosses here for you today. NZDUSD. This one coming down here a little bit today. And let's look at the 4-hour chart here. See if there's anything of interest. So we're tagging support right now. We seem to have lost a little bit of our upward momentum, but we're still tagging support. So this could just be entering into a range-bound market. It is possible that oftentimes when we start seeing a trend reversal, it's not just a clean-cut drop. Oftentimes it is a upward trend, sideways trend, right? So it's possible we could just start seeing some of this action on NZDUSD. But what I would say would be more bearish would be a break underneath these levels of support, looking left. If you see major breaks to the downside, could be some continuation plays that we could pay attention to. This is NZDUSD off of the 4-hour chart. On the lower time frames, if you're bullish, right, you could see a little bit of a bounce off of this level. And maybe, again, just thinking this thing could go sideways at the very least. But I don't have a strong bias on NZDUSD. Frustrated Trader, thank you very much for the donation, my friend, for the 100 rupees. That's very kind of you. And again, I don't want you to feel like I was like frustrated with you or targeting with you or anything. So thank you very much for the donation. I really appreciate that. If you do already have the Edge Finder, then after spending some time, you'll see there's a million things to it. So I appreciate your comments and offering some positive things that you said. So I appreciate that. Can you do US 30? Let's do a quick look at US 30. See what's going on. So one thing I would caution you guys, if you're watching US 30 or the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, be very careful as we reapproach some levels of support that got broken. Because look at this, huge level of support. This was really, really important for the bulls. It rallied off this level. We had a major move to the upside. This is off the back of better than expected CPI data. And then things just fell apart. And I was expecting price to hold this level very well. It did not do so. So as it reapproaches that level from the bottom side, we have to be very careful that sellers don't just shoot this thing down and continue the pain that we've seen throughout this year, 2022. Again, upward momentum was nice, but it seems to have fizzled out a little bit. So I'd be very cautious as we come into a play like this. If anything, if you are bearish bias, this looks more and more like a bearish setup, as much as I hate to say it for my own stock market account, right? 38.2 lines up with past support, turn potential resistance. You know, be very careful with this little run up that we don't just, you know, try and buy in something. Now, for this to be bullish, we need to start seeing something like this. In my opinion, you need to start seeing the proof, right? The higher lows, show me signs of healthiness before being bullish. But right now, bearish until proven otherwise. So with that said, guys, we're going to carry on the stream with Tom from Simply Forex. If you don't already follow Tom, make sure to check him out on his own YouTube channel. He's going to be taking over the stream. So stay right there and you'll get to hang out with Tom right after this. Check it out.
Remember to check the description below if you're looking for a trading community to join.
Remember to check the description below if you're looking for a trading community to join.
Good evening, guys. How are you? Welcome to the next 45 minutes with me. I hope you are all well and Merry Christmas, guys. Yeah, I hope you're all ready for Christmas. I hope you haven't spent too much on me this year. And guys, yeah, you've got me for the next 45 minutes or so. So yeah, get as many questions as you can over to me, guys. I look forward to all of your questions. Let me just work out on my phone here, guys. 1 second. Yeah, just need to get the live chat up. Okay, so I can now see all of your questions, guys. So get as many questions as you like over to me. Could be about anything, guys. Could be about any currency pair, could be about psychology, could be about some of the news that's come out, could be about money management, anything you like, guys. I am here to answer them. So yeah, let's get started, guys. All right. So for me, the things I'm looking at the moment is all of the yen pairs. Yeah, because as you know, yesterday's news on the yen just made it super strong. Yeah, it gave the yen a lot of strength. And across a lot of the yen pairs, we saw loads of candles like this. Yeah, so the yen pairs, yeah, have become very strong off the back of that news. So this is one example, Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. And this is actually one of my trade ideas for today and what I was looking at. The problem is, guys, when you have a move like this, like we see on the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, but we'll also see this move on any yen pair, yeah, pound yen, euro yen. We had, yeah, a huge move to the downside on a lot of these yen pairs. So the problem you see this bearish candle, and you're thinking, right, I can short this pair, okay? We need to check, guys, to see if we have room to move into. So first, let's start on the weekly chart with this trade, guys, all right? So on the weekly chart, you can see the next area of support that we're going to find is down here. Yeah, we do have some potential support here. So if this weekly candle, which obviously hasn't finished forming yet, if that closes back up into this level, yeah, then we need to rethink what we're looking at, okay? But as it stands now, yeah, we've broken these lows. You will see that on the day chart, and we have room to move into, Okay, so this is one very important thing that you need to have before you take a trade. You need room to move into. Okay, and then we can drop down to the day chart, guys. Once we've confirmed that, we can then drop down to the day chart, and we know we have this room back down to this blue line that we can move into. All right, so we've got a bit of room. Okay, so these are good. Yeah, we're structurally in a downtrend. Yeah, you don't have to be Warren Buffett to see that. We're structurally in a downtrend. We also have a very bearish candle. Okay, so everything is telling us to short this pair. All right, but the $1 million question is where to short it from. Yeah, that's what we all want to know. Yeah, and obviously, guys, I don't have a crystal ball, but I can find some zones from which we can short this pair. So when we have such a large move, we expect a bit of a retrace before it starts coming back down, guys. All right. Sometimes you won't get a retrace, and that's okay. I would personally miss the trade if I don't get a retrace and price just carries on. Yeah, there's no value in the trade for me. I have to have a retrace before price starts coming down. Look at it as you're getting in at a cheaper price. Yeah. So we see this on the day chart. We're looking for shorts. We're then going to drop down to the lower time frames to really pinpoint our entries, guys. Yeah, this is what we need to do as traders. You need to spend time pinpointing your entries. Okay, that's what you must do. Okay, so let's drop down to a lower time frame now. Let's then drop down to the H4. Okay, and then, guys, I start plotting these gray zones here. Okay, these gray zones. I'm basically looking for where price has reacted historically, so that price again will potentially react at those levels. All right. So yeah, we looked at the weekly chart, we looked at the daily chart, we got our bias as to what we're going to do with this pair, and the idea is to short it. Okay, so we want to short this pair. Then we drop down to the lower time frames to pinpoint where to short it. Okay, let me have a quick drink, guys. Thank you. Okay, that's not vodka, if anyone asks. Okay, so then we drop down. So as you can see, guys, on the H4 chart, this area here reacted many times. Okay, so this is a valid gray zone for me. All right, but anything else on the H4 chart, there are no valid gray zones. Even this gray zone is not really valid. Okay, but then I drop down to the H1 chart, guys. Okay, and then we can start seeing potentially other gray zones. All right, so this gray zone here now makes sense, yeah, on the H1. Okay, because historically, guys, again, price has reacted. These were the last H1 highs. As prices come down, it's reacted at these highs. Okay, so we could expect another reaction at these highs to the downside. Okay, so yeah, I plot these gray zones every morning, guys. Yeah, and if they don't reach these gray zones, I won't trade, or if they break through these gray zones, I'm not interested. Okay. But all we want to see, guys, is price come up into this gray zone. Yeah, we get a bearish reaction. This could be a bearish candlestick pattern, or it could be yeah, just a candle that tells us sellers are in control. Okay, if I get that in this gray zone, I will then look to short this pair. Okay, my first target is always the last H1 low. Yeah, because I am an intraday trader, guys. All right. But I will close 80% at this level and then let 20% run. Okay, so yeah, I just want to show you what I've been looking at this week. Okay, so the yen pairs is what I'm looking at. We're looking for a new zone for us to take price down. Okay, yeah, so let's take a look at another yen pair. Okay, and also, guys, yeah, don't forget to get all your questions in. As many questions as you like about any pairs, anything to do with trading, come ask me. Okay. All right. Next one, guys. We can look at another pair. I'm going to show you this pair now. So the pound against the Japanese yen. So the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, I'm willing to trade, but the pound yen, I am not. Okay. And let me explain why. Okay. So guys, this is the day chart. All right. And as you can see, yeah, price was building up, but then it got between these two gray zones, and it's just been ranging between these zones. And then eventually, guys, because of that news from the Bank of Japan press conference, price came storming down. All right. Yeah, we can see that. Okay. So structurally, we're in a downtrend. And again, we've got this bullish candle. All right, which is good. But the problem is, guys, you cannot sell into support. Yeah, look at this gray zone here, guys. Reacted here, 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 and here. So this gray zone historically has been a very good area for where price would react. Okay, so pound yen, for that reason, I cannot keep shorting this pair. Yeah, I cannot. I cannot short into support. That rhymes, and we're going to put it on t-shirts. All right, but I cannot short into support. And this is what this gray zone is. Okay, so for me to start trading this pair, I would expect price to do this. Yeah, it'll rebound off of this gray zone back up to these last lows. We then get a reaction, and then we can take price lower. So at this zone here, yeah, we have potential trades. Okay. Tabor, he wanted Aussie dollar, US dollar. Okay, so let's take a look at that, guys. All right, so Aussie dollar, US dollar. Let's take a quick look at that. Okay, before we do, Prashant, can we enter a CAD yen sell trade? Okay, good question. Let's take a look at where we are. Let's look on the H1 chart, and the answer is no. Okay, so guys, one thing as a trader that I suggest you also start to understand is reading the candles. All right, and basically we're getting these candles are building up into this area of support, resistance. And to be honest with you guys, we haven't got there yet. It hasn't quite reached our area of resistance. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to start shorting this candle unless we get a very bearish reaction at this level. Yeah. So just looking at the candlesticks, guys, you would not start shorting this pair. Yeah. This tells me buyers are in control, and this doesn't tell me that sellers are in control. Okay. What we need is price to come into this zone, and then we get a very bullish reaction. Okay. Then and only then can we start trading this pair. Okay. So no, we do not have an answer. We do not have a trade yet on Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Yeah, we need price to come into this gray zone and then have a bearish reaction. And we just haven't seen that yet, guys. And if we don't get a bearish reaction here, price could come up to here, and then we get a bearish reaction. Okay, Druv Satya. I hope I've pronounced your name right. I apologize if I haven't. You would like to look at pound Aussie dollar. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So pound Aussie dollar, guys, let's take a look. So for all of you traders, guys, do a top-down approach. Start with the weekly chart, then look at the daily chart, H4 and H1. Okay, so yeah, you need to do this because every time frame you look at gives you a new piece of information about the trade. Okay, and if all of these pieces of information slowly make sense to short the pair or buy the pair, then we have a trade. Okay, so look at the higher time frame and then work your way down. So pound, Aussie dollar, what are we seeing on the weekly chart? Okay, so first of all, guys, what you should do with every pair is look for structure. All right, and structurally, we were in a downtrend. Okay, and then the pound, as we know, becomes, found some support here. It had to, otherwise it was going to fall off a cliff. And then prices shot back up. Okay, breaking these last highs. Okay, so structurally, yeah, pound against the Aussie dollar is in an uptrend on the weekly chart. So first thing, look at structure. Yeah, we've come up, we've got a lower low, and we're back at these highs. Secondly, guys, you then need to plot support and resistance levels. Yeah, this is what I do every morning, every day, Monday to Friday. All right, so now, guys, we need to plot our support and resistance zones. And we can see that this area here is proving to be an area of resistance. Yeah, not only is it reacted here, 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 and here. Okay, so now it's reacting at this level. Okay, will it push up or will it retrace? This is the question. All right. So then we need to look at the candles, guys. Yeah, that's the next thing you should look at. What are the candles telling you? And the candles here at this area, currently, there's a bit of indecision, but I would argue sellers are in control. It depends what happens with this weekly candle here. Yeah, it depends how this candle finishes. If this finishes very bearish, then we potentially have a bit of room to the downside. Okay. So that's the weekly chart, guys. Look at structure, support and resistance, and what are the candlesticks telling you, okay? So the weekly chart has given us some information. Then, guys, we look at the daily chart, okay? This is also going to give us more information, okay? So this is now the day chart, guys, all right? And this is that gray zone where price has been reacting, all right? And it's no surprise, guys, what we're seeing, because price on the daily chart is in an uptrend. Yeah. Once this level here broke, we wasn't getting lower lows. This is always a red flag, guys, to tell us price could be structurally breaking. And then we get a break of this last high. All right. So structurally, we're now in an uptrend. Okay. Yeah. We've had higher lows, higher highs. All right, we are clearly in an uptrend. And then you'll see this price action is super disgustingly scruffy and horrible. Yeah, you can't trade that. It's just too scruffy, guys. Yeah, I call this a box of indecision. Yeah, we do not know who is in control. Yeah, are buyers in control, sellers in control? We don't know. This is just a box of indecision, okay? And I will tell you why we're getting this box of indecision, okay? Because you have a weekly level of resistance. So obviously we're going to see sellers in the market, okay? And then also, guys, you have an upward, yeah, you're in an uptrend. Yeah, we're still in this uptrend. And therefore, we have buyers interested as well. So we've got weekly sellers and daily buyers at this level. Hence, this choppy, horrible price action. All right? So that's why we're seeing this. So what do I want to see for a trade? Okay? So once we get this box of indecision, I need to see two things. All right? It can either break to the upside, okay, so we get a strong candle that leaves this box and stays broken. Then I think we can start looking for longs, okay, yeah. But if this box, we get a break to the downside and a candle that breaks these lows, then we can start looking for shorts, okay. These boxes of indecision here, guys, are my bread and butter. Yeah, once we see a box of indecision followed by a strong candle in either direction, yeah, we can start trading accordingly. Okay, we get a bearish candle out of this box, start shorting. If we get a bullish candle outside of this box, start buying. All right, look for these boxes of indecision, guys, because the next candle gives you so many pips. Okay, so anyone here know pairs that in okay, ENTMM, pound US dollar. Okay, let's take a look at the pound US dollar. Okay, pound US dollar, where are we? Okay, so pound US dollar. Okay, so again, guys, let's start with the weekly chart. All right, and on the weekly chart, again, what are we seeing? We are seeing a downtrend. And potentially these highs here haven't been broke. Okay, so again, the the weekly structure is still in a downtrend. Okay, this is what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. Okay, so first of all, guys, structure. Secondly, look at support and resistance. Okay, so you can see through here, guys. Yeah, we have seen an area of support and resistance here. So what was once support, yeah, when it breaks, becomes resistance, okay? And it comes down. Now, prices come all the way back up into this zone, all right? Into this zone, all right? And, okay, so we've done structure, we've done support and resistance. Now, what are the candlesticks telling us? So, yeah, what is this candlestick telling us? It's telling us that buyers have started to enter the market. Yeah, look at the build up to this level. Buyers, 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 buyers. There is not a seller in sight. You cannot see a seller. But of course, once we hit an area of support or resistance, we could potentially start seeing sellers. And with this candle, that is exactly what we start seeing. Yeah, sellers are in the market. Okay, now we gather more information. We go down to the day chart, okay, and we want to gather more information. So on the day chart, guys, structurally, we are clearly in an uptrend. You don't have to be Warren Buffett to see that is in an uptrend. All right, but yeah, we've been seeing bearish candles, bearish, 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 bit of a doji, okay? And it'll be interesting to see what today's candle finishes like, all right? But to be honest with you, looking at that weekly chart, guys, I am interested in shorts, all right? I'm going to remove this gray zone now, all right? Because what we want to see is a break of structure, okay? And this area through here, yeah, is clearly an area that's become important. Yeah, so it reacted here as support. It came up, broke support, came down, become resistance, and now it's moved back up. And now price is back in this zone. All right, so I believe this zone to be very important now. What I would like to see for shorts, guys, is a break of this structure. Break, retest, we can start looking for sells. Because if you remember on the weekly chart, guys, we're still in a downtrend. We have lots of room to move into. All right, I think this could be potentially a very good trade. All right, but we need to see a break of this gray zone. Price could do this, guys. Price could come back up, test the last highs. Yeah, then come back down, test the gray zone. Maybe it ranges, but then eventually we get a break. Okay, it could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 2 weeks. Yeah, but we need to see a breakdown in structure, and then I will short the hell out of this pair. I really will. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing, guys, on pound US dollar. Over the next couple of days, I expect it to come back up to perhaps this level or even this level, okay? And then I want to see price come down. you know, you could trade a double top, guys. Once price comes up to here, if we get another bearish reaction at this level, yeah, this would be a more aggressive trade because we haven't seen a breakdown in structure, but I still think you could start trading this to the downside. Okay, so a couple of ways we could trade this: breaking structure or a double top. Okay, I hope that helps. ENTMM. Okay, Ukimi, US oil. Okay, let's take a look at oil now. Okay, let's find it. Oil. All right, guys. So, guys, before I start oil, if you're enjoying my analysis, yeah, and would like to receive it every single day, then come join my channel, guys. The link is in the video description. Come join my channel. I'll give you my analysis every single morning. I even plot the gray zones for you. Okay, so yeah, come join the channel, guys. Okay, US dollar oil, WTI. All right, so again, let's start with the weekly chart. Okay, so weekly chart, what are we seeing? So the weekly chart, guys, like I say, I've already plotted my gray zones for this pair. These are important gray zones. I do this every morning. So join the channel, click on the link in the live chat. So what are we seeing on the weekly chart, guys? So we are clearly seeing a downtrend. Yeah, it was in an uptrend. Yeah, didn't create a higher highs. This is always a red flag that structure could be breaking down. Then sure enough, price comes down, breaking these lows, and therefore we have a structure change. Price comes back up, tests this area, and then comes back down. So we've got lower highs and lower lows. All right. So structurally, that's what we're seeing on the weekly chart. Okay. And yeah, I still think we have a little bit of room to move into. Yeah, back down to this area of support here. Okay. So yeah, on the weekly chart, everything is telling us to short. Yeah, structurally short it. And then look at this candle here, guys. Look at this weekly candle. Sellers are in complete control. All right. And even these bullish candles have wicks on them. Okay, so everything's telling me sellers are still in control down to this level. All right, let's drop down to the day chart now and see what information this is giving us. And again, we're in a downtrend. Yeah, we're in a downtrend. So price came up and then we broke down. Okay, got lower highs, lower lows. Yeah, we're clearly in a downtrend. And it's come back up to this level here. Okay, we don't know if this is a new lower high, yeah, unless it holds. Okay, because this candle here, if this breaks, excuse me, that was the worst drawing I've ever done since I've been YouTubing. Yeah, but look at this candle. If this breaks these highs, then, you know, I'm reluctant to keep selling this pair. So, yeah, you can see price has also come back into this grey zone and found a bit of support here to push back up. So the weekly chart is telling me down, but now the daily chart is pushing upwards. So we're going to have a little bit of conflict with this pair. All right. What I'd like to do is drop down to the H4 chart now, guys, just to get a little bit more information. Okay. And as we can see, yeah, buyers are pushing this pair up. The H4 has even broken these highs. Okay. Like I say, let's see what the daily candle does. But if we get a clean break of these highs, I think we can take price back up to this level. Okay. Yeah, on the H4. If at this level, yeah, price starts to break down potentially on the H1 chart, then I think we can come back down to these lows. But I would suggest this is a very important level. Okay. And it looks, to be honest with you, like it's breaking it, guys. Yeah, it's already broke it with this candle and price is pushing higher. So intraday trading, I'll be looking for buys up to here. Okay. But then longer term, guys, longer term, yeah, looking at the daily and the weekly, yeah, we're still looking for shorts. We're just finding an area where price can retrace and then potentially come back down. Okay, so oil, yeah, oil is a tricky one, yeah, because you've got, yeah, weekly selling pressure, and then we're seeing a bit of daily upward buying pressure. So it makes it difficult to trade. But if it breaks this high, we have room up to these highs here. And then let's reevaluate when price comes to here to see what we can do. Okay, so I hope that helps your analysis with the with oil. GBP US dollar we've done. Aussie dollar US dollar, guys, we've already done that as well. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of Canadian dollar pairs. So we've got Asan wants to look at pound Canadian dollar, and Bongi Kosi wants to look at New Zealand Canadian dollar. I apologize profusely about my pronunciation of your names. Let me take a quick drink of vodka. Apologies if you can hear me gulping on the mic. Right, so Canadian dollar pairs. Let's start with New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Then we'll look at pound Canadian dollar, because this is a real interest of me. I've even got an entry, an alarm set here. Okay, so that's how interesting this pair is to me. Let me just remove this. Okay, so like I say, guys, I've already got my grey zones mapped out. Yeah, guys, I do this every morning. So if you would like to receive my analysis with the grey zones every morning, then come join my channel, Simply Forex, guys. The link is in the video description. All right, so come join me. And I do this analysis every single morning. So what are we seeing on the weekly chart? Okay, so yeah, clearly it was in a downtrend. All right, and now we've had the most bullish reaction I think I've ever seen on New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. All right, breaking these last highs. Yeah, we are clearly in an uptrend. Yeah, however, it's gotten at an area of resistance. Yeah, this area here historically is a good area of potential resistance. And yeah, this weekly chart, this weekly candle hasn't finished yet, but we are clearly seeing sellers re-enter the market. Yeah, here, guys, there wasn't a seller in sight, no sellers whatsoever. Nobody fancied selling this market, nobody. But now sellers are re-entering. Okay. So purely looking at the weekly chart, guys, and I like to trade between my grey zones. Yeah, so I think we could potentially take price back down to this grey zone. Yeah, which is hundreds of pips. All right, so that's what we're seeing on the weekly chart. If we then drop to the daily chart, again, what are we seeing? Okay, so yeah, we're seeing a breakdown. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we had nothing but bullish candles really. Yeah, but now, guys, we can see sellers slowly coming into the market. We're seeing more red candles than green. Okay, simple as that. Learn how to read candles, guys, very important. So I think, yeah, because of this bearish reaction at this important weekly level, again, I think we can come down to this level, guys. All right. If we look at the H4 chart to really refine our entries, yeah, so we can see on the H4 chart, price is clearly breaking down. This gives us a real clear image. So price was in an uptrend, yeah, and then price has started breaking down. All right, guys. So we need to see a bit of a retrace, yeah, potentially back up to the moving average 20. Even this last low here. We can even use fib levels, guys, yeah? Times like these, if we want to find a good area, yeah, we could potentially see price move back up to some of these fib levels, guys, yeah? Okay, and then we look for shorts, all right? But there's many areas from which we can start shorting. All right, so that's what I'm seeing, guys, a breakdown on a few of the Canadian dollar pairs because things were so overbought or oversold. Yeah, and let's wait for a retrace and then we can start looking for shorts, guys. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for: New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, so let me just remove this. Okay, and now another one, guys, was pound against the Canadian dollar. Okay, and it's a similar scenario, guys. Again, let's start with the weekly chart. Let me remove this blue line. That was a target that we hit. Again, weekly chart. Look at this zone. Yeah, look at this zone. Yeah, price has historically reacted here, 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 here. Yeah, this is clearly a level that we should be interested in for this pair. Clearly. All right. Then we want to take a look at how price is reacting at this level. So let's zoom in. So last week we had a sort of bearish doji candle. And then again, it will be interesting to see how this weekly candle finishes. If this finishes bearish, again, I think we have room back down to perhaps, these levels here. All right. Obviously, guys, it would be an against trend trade. Yeah, this is an against trend trade. Okay, but I'm willing to take it. Okay, then we drop down to the day chart. And again, yeah, before price hit this gray zone, there's not many red candles. Yeah, now it's all red. Yeah, we're seeing nothing but bearish candles. Okay, which tells me again we can start taking price lower. Let's drop down to a lower time frame. Again, if we look at the H4, you'll see that price is breaking down. Okay, so again, guys, these were a couple of gray zones that we were taking trades from. We took some trades from here down to here, and then we took some trades from here down to here. So we've been shorting this pair, okay? On my channel, guys, we've been shorting this pair. And guys, if you would like to receive these gray zones, yeah, every day, then yeah, join my channel. The link is in the live chat. I plot these gray zones every day, and these tend to be very good areas that we can start selling, okay? Or buying if we're in an uptrend. But you can see price has broken down. Yeah. Yeah, once these lows here were taken out, price has been breaking down. All right. So again, I would look for potentially a bit of a retrace. Then we can start looking for shorts again. Okay. But yeah, it's about time the Canadian dollar started getting a bit of strength back, guys. Okay, so yeah, we've done Aussie dollar, US dollar, New Zealand. Okay, Henry would like Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay, so let's take a look at that, guys. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Where are we? Okay, again, guys, yeah, we've got a bit of an area here of interest. Okay, but let's start with the weekly chart. All right. And again, yeah, that is very, very bearish and clearly in a downtrend. Yeah, you do not have to be Warren Buffett. That is bearish. Okay, then we need to see where could price potentially react. And there's obviously a gray zone down here, but there's also a gray zone before that. Yeah, and there's an area through here that's of interest. Okay, so this area through here. All right. Why is it an area of interest? Because price has reacted here, 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 arguably here. All right. So this gray zone is an area of interest on the weekly chart. All right. And as you can see, we're seeing quite a reaction at the moment. All right. But let's drop down to the day chart now and see what's happening. So I'm going to remove this large gray zone. That was that area I just showed you. And like I say, guys, at the start of the day, I plot these gray zones. And this is one gray zone that I was looking at today. Okay. It was an important gray zone because prices reacted, and then it shot down. We even had lower lows. But because of that weekly support level, we're seeing quite an aggressive bullish move up. Yeah, look at this candle. Again, guys, on the day chart, this candle hasn't finished forming. Okay, so please bear that in mind. But what we could potentially start looking for longs if we get a break of these highs. If this daily candle breaks above, yeah, looks something like this, breaks above these last highs, yeah, I think we have a bit of room to the upside because this pair is so oversold. Okay, but if this pair, if this daily candle closes below these lows and then we get a bit of a bearish reaction, it could be a bearish daily candle, it could be a breakdown in H1 structure, then we can start shorting it again. Okay, so it's all about this gray zone that we're currently at, guys. How things look currently is that it's going to break through these highs. Yeah, look how bullish that is. Okay, so let's see how this daily candle finishes. If it finishes, breaks above longs, if it closes below this gray zone, then potentially we can wait for a breakdown and shorts. Okay, guys, so that's Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Pavel would like to look at pound Swiss franc. Okay, Pavel, this is for you. Pound Swiss franc. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, we've been shorting this pair, guys. Yeah, on my channel, guys, we've been shorting this. Let me explain why. So on the weekly chart, yeah, we're potentially seeing, yeah, price. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, so price was clearly in a downtrend, and it's potentially found a new lower high. Okay, and it's bounced off this zone. And now we find ourselves potentially to be ranging, okay, between these zones. All right, let's see. But really what gives me the impetus to short this pair is the day chart. And this is why. Because of this gray zone here, guys, okay? So price was coming down, yeah, and we thought potentially we can keep shorting this, but then price rallied back up, okay, and then started getting back towards these highs, okay, and this potentially the supply and demand area here. All right, but then price didn't make higher highs, yeah, this is always a red flag, guys, and instead broke down, breaking these last lows here, okay. So structurally, once we saw this candle, we were in a downward structure. Also, guys, this here for me is a bit of a box of indecision. Yeah, sellers are in control, buyers are in control, sellers, buyers, doji, 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 doji. The market doesn't know what to do with itself at this level. Okay, and then we get this bearish candle, which says to me, Tom, short this pair. All right, short this pair. That's what it tells me. Okay, so ever since this candle broke this low and out of this grain zone, we've been looking for shorts. Yeah, this week, guys. Yeah, this was our first target, this blue line, which we hit, this psychological level, and now our second potential target is this. Okay, these last lows here. Okay, so we've been shorting this, guys. If we drop down to potentially H4, again, you're going to see structure breakdown. Yeah, structure is breaking down. What do we want to see? Potentially a bit of a retrace, and then we can come lower. Yeah, I'm always looking for a retrace, guys, because firstly, it gives me value. It gives me a better price, but it also allows me to have a tighter stop. I can hide behind this last swing high. Yeah, so we're looking for retraces. Okay, but yeah, shorting pound Swiss franc, guys. This is what we've been doing all week. Okay, German 30. I mean, to be honest with you, Intensity, I don't trade. I wouldn't like to give you advice on a index I don't trade, because I know that that index is very aggressive in terms of its moves. Yeah, I look at S&P, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. But yeah, not that one. US dollar, Japanese yen. This is for Kohinor. I hope I've pronounced your name right. Guys, we're getting many questions here. Okay, so pound, Swiss franc we've done. Gold we did. Dan Moss just joined Simply Forex. Thank you, Dan. Guys, come join the channel. I do this analysis every single morning. Alkaline King. Okay, not very acidic. The Alkaline King. Haha. Yes, my vodka was okay. Thank you. Let's take a look at a pair we haven't looked at. Okay, we've looked at. Okay, let's take a look at gold, guys. All right, we'll take a look at gold because a few of you, MK Bolarinwa and Alireza, I apologize for all of my pronunciation. Yeah, let's take a look at gold then, guys. Okay, because a few of you want to look at that. Again, yeah, I've already looked at this morning, guys, so I know what I'm seeing here. But again, let's start with the weekly chart. Okay, again, guys, I suggest every single trader does a top-down approach. Look at the weekly chart first. What is it telling you? So, price was in a downtrend. Yeah. Okay, structurally in a downtrend. Guys, always a red flag. Look at these lows here. Yeah, they never break. They keep holding. And then sure enough, price comes shooting back up, right? Breaking this last high. So now weekly, we are in an uptrend, okay? But the problem you have, guys, is we're in an uptrend, but again, we're hitting a very important area of potential resistance. Yeah, it reacted here, and it's currently reacting here, okay? Yeah, we've seen some, you know, a bit of doji candles, but bearish doji candles, all right? So we are seeing some kind of reaction. It will be very interesting to see where this weekly candle finishes. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this is just telling us we're getting a reaction at an important area of resistance. All right. Let's drop down to the day chart. And what we're seeing here structurally is an uptrend. Yeah. And if we just looked at these candles, look at this candle here. This is just telling me buyers are in control. All right, buyers are in control, but I'm not going to start trading this pair until we, until we get a break of this high. Yeah, as long as this high holds, I won't buy this pair. Okay, but if we get, for example, a candle that looks something like this, yeah, a green candle that looks like this, breaking this high, then we can look for longs. We get a bit of a retrace. Let's start looking for longs, guys. Okay, because, yeah, so that's how I would trade gold, only if we got a break of this high. Because you have to remember, guys, there's lots of weekly selling pressure here. Yeah, this is a weekly area of resistance, okay? But if we get a break, longs. For shorts, yeah, we need to see price breaking down at this level. Okay, so these last lows here, I would need to see price break these levels, maybe a retest, and then we could take price back down to this grey zone. Okay, but yeah, so that's what I'd be looking for. Break of this high for longs, a breakdown in structure for sells, for shorts. Okay, guys, I mean, let's take a look at the H4 as well while we're here. Let's remove this. So yeah, let's see, again, buyers are in control at the moment on the H4. Yeah, nothing but bullish price action and candles. But again, will this level hold? This is the $1 million question. If it doesn't, let's start trading to the upside. If it does and price starts breaking down, we can start trading to the downside. Okay, guys, so that's gold. So lots of you wanted gold. Josh, Alireza, gold. And yeah, guys, join the channel. I've just seen the link. The link is in the live chat. If you would like my analysis every single day, I plot these gray zones for you. I tell you exactly what I'm looking at. Then come join my channel, Simply Forex, guys. CEO learned so much. Thank you very much. Dan has joined. Thank you. Okay, Benjamin, $30. Okay, $30. Let's take a look at $30. Okay, so the indices, yeah, they've been interesting. All right, so again, let's start with the weekly chart. Okay, so this is the weekly chart, guys. And again, this gray zone is already here. Yeah, I analyze all of these pairs constantly. All right, so this gray zone is clearly a very important level. Yeah, reacted here, 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 and now reacting here. Yeah, it's clearly an important level. All right, so do we potentially have price down to this level, maybe even this level? Yeah, potentially. Okay, but let's see what we want to see. And look at this candle. Look at this weekly candle. Okay, if that's not telling you to short, yeah, then I don't know what will. Yeah, sellers have taken control of this market at this level. Okay, on the weekly chart. Let's drop down to the day chart now. And what are we seeing? So right now we are seeing a perfect entry for a short. Okay, I'm going to, okay, so price was in an uptrend. Yeah, these lows just about held, and then we're not making higher highs, clearly a red flag, and price has broken down. So for me, guys, with that weekly candlestick that we saw, and we're at a weekly resistance level, I would be looking to short this. Yeah, and now we're at, and we've broken down on the day chart. We now have lower lows. Okay, what we're now looking for, guys, is our next lower high. Yeah, where will this be to start taking price lower? Okay, this is the burning question. So let's take a look on the H4. Okay, because I think potentially, yeah, let's remove this large gray zone as well. Okay, bear with me a second. Remove. Yeah, because if we look at this H4, guys, this gray zone here is again clearly a very good level. I'd even move it up to here. Yeah, when I'm plotting my gray zones, guys, I want to include as many times that price has reacted there. All right, so price has reacted here, 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 and here, and even here. So this is potentially a very good area to start shorting this pair. All right. So what do I want to see when price enters my gray zone? All right. So if I was trading the H4 chart, firstly, I don't like it because we've had a bit of a structure change. Yeah, we now have higher highs. Okay. Okay, so that does worry me slightly, but what I'd want to see is a very bearish candle form at this gray zone. Okay, bearish candle form, could be a bearish candlestick pattern, doesn't matter. I just need to see something that tells me sellers are back in control. If I do, I will enter this pair and I will take price back down to the lows. This is always my first target. Take it back down to these lows. I close 80%. And then I leave 20% to run. Okay, so that's what I would want to see for this, guys. If we look at the H1 chart, because I usually enter on the H1 chart. On the H1 chart, I would potentially want to see this. So price is clearly in an uptrend. Okay, but now it's in our grey zone. And I want to see H1 structure slowly break down. Maybe something like this. Yeah. We start seeing lower highs, lower lows, yeah? And then we have the confidence to take price back down to these lows, okay? So that's what I'm seeing on the indices, guys. It's the same across all of the indices, yeah? Because of that large move downwards, yeah, we're looking for shorts, guys, really, okay? But again, let the market tell you when it's ready. We need price to react in this gray zone and give us a breakdown in structure or a very bearish candle to tell us it's ready to come lower. Right, guys. Like I say, guys, if you're enjoying my analysis, come join the channel. The link is in the video. Is in the live chat. The link is in the live chat. Come join us. Let's look at one more, guys. We've done US dollar 30. Average per month. My target daily is 1%. Okay. My daily target is 1%. Did you finish gold analysis? Yes, I did. We did that earlier. You can check out the vid again. Yeah, replay it, guys. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Yeah, we've done that. Okay, Hexan, yeah, come join us. Come join us. We'd love to have you. Okay, Benjamin, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Come join us. Right, guys, the last one I'm going to do is Euro Japanese Yen. Let's take a look at that, guys. All right. And this is for Rob. Rob, this is for you. And Merry Christmas, everyone. Those of you that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I hope you have a lovely time. Don't drink too much. Drink a lot. Okay, speaking of which. Right, Euro Japanese Yen. Weekly chart. Okay, so weekly chart. Price was clearly in an uptrend. Okay, but for me, this last high held. This last high held because of this wick. Okay, so this last high here is holding. All right, that's holding for me. Yeah, because this wick closed below this wick, and we haven't had a break of this wick. So that last high held. We haven't had a higher high. All right, and then ever since that time, look at the price action. Price has been coming down. All right. And again, look at the red candles. Yeah, look at these selling candles, very bearish. And the green candles, not so bullish. The green candles even have wicks on. Yeah, so everything is telling us downward selling pressure. Okay, then we're going to drop down to the day chart. And of course, guys, this is news related. Yeah, this candle here is news related. It was all from the press conference from the BOJ. All right. So it is news related, but it still made price come down. All right. So I didn't like this trade because what I was seeing was lower highs. Yeah. Price structure was coming down. Okay. But then it found support at this level. Okay. And then it shot back up. I expected it to react at this level, but it actually broke that level, but then closed back in. So at this point here, it became a difficult pair for me to trade. Okay, it did. But now, because of this, yeah, this push the news gave it, and we've now got lower lows, yeah, the downtrend is, the structure is still intact. It's still there now. But all we want to know is what we're looking for is where to trade this. So where can it retrace before it comes back down? Okay, because I still think we have a little bit of room down to here. Okay, so that's the question. Where can it retrace to before we start selling it? I would never start selling it here. Yeah, imagine you started selling here, guys. Yeah, where would your stop have to be? Somewhere up here. Okay, and that is not the kind of stop I want to trade with. Okay, so that's why we need a retrace. Yeah, for price to tell us when it's coming lower, and then we can have more tighter stops. All right, so let's look down to the H4 chart now. Let's look for some clues as to where this could retrace to. All right, and this is where I plot my gray zones, guys. Yeah, so this is one gray zone here. Yeah, why do I plot this gray zone? Because price has historically reacted at this level. Reacted. Yeah, so this gray zone becomes a good area for a potential area to start looking for shorts again. All right, I like that zone. We could be a little bit more aggressive as well because we've got this last low here. All right, we've got this last low here, So this too could become a potential area for price to react. All right. But again, I'm gathering information. This is what I do as a trader, guys. I look at all the different time frames to gather information. That is my job. And then I can make informed decisions. All right. So let's drop down to the H1 now. So interestingly, guys, we've seen a bearish reaction at this level. Okay. All right. So potentially we could start shorting this pair as we speak. All right. But yeah, we could. Yeah. Because this is what I look for, guys. I look for a bearish reaction at my gray zone. And then my first target is always these last lows. This is my last low. And then I close 80% and then I leave 20% to run. Okay, so yeah, this is what we're looking for, guys. Just an area where price could retrace lower. Okay, what I also normally do, guys, once I see a potential entry candle like this red candle, okay, I'm going to show you this, guys. This is interesting before I leave. Price has come up to my gray zone and I have seen a bearish candle form. I like the look of it. Okay, I then drop down to the M15 chart because I want to see the M15 structure breakdown as well. Okay, so it hasn't, yeah, because price is in an uptrend. Okay, and it's back at this level here. So what I want to see now, guys, is a couple of things. Price could come back up, form a double top, okay, and I get a bearish reaction. I would consider shorting that. Okay, that's a more aggressive trade. Or on the M15, remember this is the M15, or price, yeah, comes back up and starts breaking the structure. Okay, so this M15 structure breaks here, we get lower highs, lower lows, and then I start taking price down. Okay, so these are a couple of techniques I use to really refine my entry and as another piece of confluence, guys. Okay, guys, so yeah, I'm hungry. I need to eat. But if you've enjoyed my analysis and would like to receive this every day, then come join the channel, guys. Yeah, the name of the channel is Simply Forex. The link is in the live chat. Go and find it, guys. But yeah, Simply Forex. Come join the channel, guys. I do this analysis every morning. I plot the gray zones so you can start trading from these areas as well. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day. Merry Christmas. Have a great Christmas, guys. Don't get too drunk. Eat loads. And I'll see you next week. See you later, guys.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And remember to check the description below if you're looking for a new broker or looking for a trading community to join. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.